this guy called Simon Ekpa. I've seen how some people, even without being paid, right? What they just have is trust, believe in him, and they are ready to go all out for free, pro bono, to defend this guy because they believe in his cause. And you know who that reminds me of? It reminds me of Ibrahim Traore, that very young man, that revolutionary military leader in Burkina Faso, who, since he became the leader of that country, the citizens have rallied behind him, singing his praises, not based on sycophancy, not because they are being paid, not because they are nepotistic, but simply because this is a man who has shown to have the capacity to lead them aright, to deliver them from the shackles of slavery. This is similar to the cause Simon Ekpa is also fighting for. Simon Ekpa is fighting for his people. He is on that journey where he wants to deliver his people from the shackle of a Western hegemony creation, which is Nigeria. By the way, Nigeria is a corporation that was created by the Western hegemony, particularly by the English state. Today, Nigeria is subjected to England. If England asks that the president of this country should step down, I believe me, he will step down. He will go there and start begging. If the president of this country is being written a letter that, listen, this and this and this is what we want you to do. Let Nigeria divide in the next 90 days. The president will not hesitate, because the country called Nigeria was formulated as a business entity for profit making to the royal families of the English people. Now, what is the similarities? And why is it that their citizens, or should I say their followers, are ready to go all out, defend them, speak for them, even without collecting one penny, or in Nigerian parlance, one kobo? It is simply because these are people with goodwill. These are people that international communities have understood it, and they have seen that these guys are men of capacity. These are people, leaders, who have shown evidently that they are out here with good intentions to lead their people into light. This president of this country, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he came on board, the first statements he made were what? Subsidy will be gone. And immediately he rolled out some numbers of policies. He said there were going to be an emergency of insecurity. He said that in the next 3 to 6 months, there will be surplus of tomatoes, rice, gari. Today, one egg, just one piece of egg, costs 300 naira. A crate of egg is now going for 10,000. Let us go to Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso today, look at how people love Ibrahim Traore.
Attached is the picture of Ibrahim Traore, the military president of Burkina Faso. What we see here are people happy taking pictures with him because he's doing well.
Okay, now you can see that people are even ready to take pictures. They cherish it. They monumentalize this guy's portrait. And this is not about maybe they are trying to make him a god. It is not natural for humans to appreciate good leaders. It is natural for humans to associate with successful leaders. Today in Nigeria, how many people will go out there and take a portrait with Bola Ahmed Tinubu? How many? Tell me how many? For me myself, if I see his portrait, na to tear so, na to comot body straight, because na the one thing that would demarcate your image today is you openly relating with that image called the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because as far as we are concerned, he is failing. Let me list out some reasons why people will appreciate Ibrahim Traore. Then I will also list why people are appreciating Simon Ekpa. Ibrahim Traore, when he came on board, he said he was going to tackle insecurity. He said he was going to tackle food insecurity. He said he was going to tackle unemployment insecurity. These three things, these are ways he has been tackling it. Immediately he came on board, he became the president, the interim president in Burkina Faso. He signed a deal with Russia and Turkey. He had been able to acquire nothing less than 20 drones, unarmed, armored vehicles. These are things that Nigerian government has not been able to purchase. The last time that we heard that Nigeria purchased a drone, you know what our military did? They went into a village in Kaduna and then bombed innocent people, totaling to an amount of hundreds of them. And the president never thought it deemed to go there and commiserate and apologize and then compensate them duly for what happened. Right? The level of income of insensitivity from the Nigerian president is why the voices of the separatists will forever remain loud. Now, Ibrahim Traore bought those 20 UAVs. Just 3 days ago, over 90 leaders of the insurgents, that is, these are the guys that have been marauding, taking over so many states, so many local areas, rural communities in the northern borders of Burkina Faso, the border that they share with Algeria also and Libya. They have been able to, neutralize these guys. These guys now are using technology. They are using technology to what? To fight the insurgent, to fight the insecurity. And by section, peace is now being restored into Burkina Faso. They are now being gradually emancipated from the shackles of colonialism, because the French are actually responsible for the insecurity going on. You think that the Western powers are not in a way responsible for the insecurity that's going on in the north? If you don't think so, where do you think the weapons are coming from? Because as far as I'm concerned, African countries don't have the capacity to what? To create, manufacture their own weapons. We don't. Yes, I understand there are some elements of, maybe Dane guns and, let me just say, olden generations that are being created in the Southeast and some parts of Jos. Some people do that. But when we talk of state-of-the-art weapons that you find in the hands of these insurgents like Boko Haram and bandits, right? The Western allies, the Western powers, through the black market, are the ones selling it into these guys so that they can destabilize states like Zamfara that is filled with gold, a state like Borno that is filled with Californium, so that these guys will come in. Right? I saw a video whereby the white man was mining our gold and jetting it out to Dubai, jetting it out to Italy. Right? So you see that the Western powers are the people that Ibrahim Traore understand that these are the people that has put us in this captivity. They don't want us to move ahead. Now, Ibrahim Traore is working hand to hand with Turkey, and the drones that he bought, he has been able to what? To neutralize those guys. And today you see that people are almost worshiping him. Now let's go back to Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa unveiled, some security apparatus, and immediately after he unveiled it, he issued a warning that some courts, Imo, I think Abia, and Enugu, should not be open. And do you believe now that those guys have shut down? They have shut down. One thing a leader must have is having that, what we call social capital, what we have, the voice authority, The vocal authority of Simon Ekpa today has encapsulated the whole of Southeast. The people respect him. And of course, some people also fear him. Right? So many of them online support him not because he's paying them. When you see people supporting this our president today, he is paying. These guys are running a paid gig. Yes, they are running a paid gig. And in fact, they are finding it so hard and so difficult to do. Most times, you see that they are just quiet. Don't forget that they sacked the likes of Ajurin Gilale because that guy, yes, he was being paid heavily, but he got ashamed. The shame in him overrode his desire for money. He saw the money as a dirty money today. Let me tell you, people will always gravitate towards a performing president, governor. In Enugu yesterday, Peter Uba inaugurated the dualization of a road that is for the federal government to do. But this guy did it. Now, don't forget, Peter Uba came into power with the allegations that he stole the mandate of the Labour Party guy. But today, everybody is now singing the praises of Peter Uba because Peter Uba has been able to restore water to some communities in Enugu. He has been able to set up some factories that are doing coal mining, that are doing coal tar, that are doing all manners, even tiles. Right? Now, the issue is Ibrahim Traore, if we look at it, is not a democratically elected president. But what he is giving back to the people, even the activists who used to be against military government, are now in favor of Ibrahim Traore. Simon Ekpa wouldn't have come out to be saying that Biafra, Biafra, Biafra if Tinubu was doing at least 80% of what Ibrahim Traore is doing. Simon Ekpa might even be one of the highest supporters, highest evangelists of Bola Ahmed Tinubu if he was doing well. Right? So many people now have lost faith in this country. So many people now are even sort of praying for the insurgency in the country to even go overboard so that everybody can just go on their own. You can see the Northerners, they are crying, this darkness, we want the gas from Imo State so that we can power this thing. After all, this is one Nigeria. The Southerners are saying, no way. Let me tell you, people like Simon Ekpa are trusted because they have the capacity. People like Simon Ekpa, Ibrahim Traore have been believed in, almost been worshipped, and always want to be associated with because these are men that are proven to be men of capacity. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been the president going to 2 years, he has been distant. People look at the likes of Mali, Burkina, right? They all distant themselves from him. They say he is a stooge. And just, I think 3 days ago, the very young man in Senegal is also considering in joining the Alliance of the Sahel. Under this man, ECOWAS had tumbled. Under this man, the Nigerian economy is what? Is tumbling and fumbling. The level of agitation has increased. Everybody has lost faith in the country. The only beneficiaries of this unsettled nation that we have today, of course, the British Empire. Because what happened is most of our people, they run out and then they go and slave away, calling it Japa. They become diasporas. They become the cheap laborers. But again, when they convert that money that they make in England to the Nigerian naira, it becomes very enormous. And this is why they always ensure that our currency is not defended. Because when your currency is not defended, the value of your money gets destroyed. So they can even pay your people even lesser. But your people, because they are uneducated, because the Nigerian people who are in these countries, Western countries, because of their illiteracy, because of their short-sightedness, Before they were being paid £10, that £10 was like 10,000. But now that same £10 have turned to 20,000. So they feel they are now richer. But in the real sense, they are not. They are not. So people would always want what? Gravitate. This is why you see people defending come what may Simon Ekpa. This is why you see the Burkina babes are even saying that they want Ibrahim Traore to be on that seat for the next 10 years. Thank you.